Joining me now, vying to be a Vice President of ULU, is Rillo Raczka. He's the chair of Birkbeck Students' Union. He also sits on the National Union of Students National Executive Committee and the ULU Senate, and joins me now. Welcome.
Hello.
To meet the candidates.
Thank you for having me.
What is the role of the Students' Union?
I think the Students' Union is a key representative role for students. It's the legitimate representative body. We have seats on the governing body of our institutions. We speak for our students. We organise campaigns. We look after the welfare of our students. We help them with their clubs and societies and extracurricular activities. We enrich the student life, as well as being core to defending the rights of students as well.
Now, what makes a good ULU Vice President, in your opinion, and why do you think you're better qualified than the other candidates running in this race?
I think what we need in a ULU Vice President is someone who's willing to be up for the campaign that we've got at the moment. I mean, we're seeing savage cuts to education. Some of our colleges are losing all their funding. For example, Goldsmiths and LSE, Courtauld, they'll be losing all their money because it's social sciences. We're seeing huge increase in fees, a market in education, a lessening of ability for poorer students to go into higher education, abolition of the EMA. So to me, that's something that the VP and the President need to be focused on. And the VP needs to be the person who, within the university, is coordinating those campaigns and making sure that universities are having their say, and particularly making sure the small and specialists have got their voice heard and are able to join in with other actions. And of course, the President also got to talk about internal campaigns at ULU. I think liberation networks would be one of my priorities. Put up the profile of clubs and societies, look after small and specialist institutions. I've got experience of running a students' union, and I know about small and specialist institutions, know about campaigns, so I feel I fit right into the job.
Engagement at ULU is low, though. What's it got wrong? What's the institution not doing right?
Well, there are more people through the door this year than there were last year, and I think ULU's got a high profile, much higher profile than it did previously, due to the campaigns ULU's been running, which I've been part of. Of course, ULU being a secondary students' union is always going to have a little bit of a distance from students, especially those more distant from Bloomsbury, and we've got to really try and fight to bring ULU to those students. We've got unique things like the ULU Big Band. We certainly don't have anything like that at Birkbeck, but of course Birkbeck students are free to join it. Similarly, Queen Mary students could be. We need to make sure that the other unions that aren't in Bloomsbury are getting involved in what ULU's doing. But I think having a relevant campaign on education and funding and supporting student unions practically will get more students involved, and actually will represent more students as well.
How would you improve sports, societies and the facilities of ULU?
Sports societies are, as I said before, something we should be very proud of. When I've seen the Big Band, or seen the Lifesavers, or seen the Ballroom Ballads Society, or whatever, they're extraordinary, vibrant, busy societies that just simply could not happen at smaller institutions or in some other universities. So we're really lucky to have that talent. We need to support them, try and protect them against budget cuts, which may be coming under the new sort of austerity measures that ULU will be under as well. But I think we need to promote them more. I mean, at Birkbeck College, as the head of the union there, I never heard from ULU about the different societies and how my members can get involved. It was me having to seek it out. And I feel we need to go out there, and it's part of the Vice President's job to go out there and say we've got these amazing societies that people can be part of, from Marxist discussion group to to the Big Band or whatever,
Sure.
that they can be involved in.
What would be the key internal campaigns you would run?
Well, the key campaign for me would be coordinating the education campaign, and then secondary to that would have to be liberation. I think we need to have liberation networks across the University of London, so disabled, LGBT, black students and women students can have their say and have their campaigns more prominently shown around ULU, and doing things on Black History Month, LGBT Month, International Women's Day and things like that. I think ULU could step up and do more on that, and I would like to focus on that as well.
What qualities would you look for in a president to complement your work as a VP?
As a president, I'd want a good communicator, not necessarily someone who's an orator, but someone who people can relate to, someone who's a fierce campaigner, someone who's got experience and track record of campaigning on issues, and and winning for students on those issues, and also got the principles that I believe in. I mean, I believe in free education. I believe we should be campaigning against education cuts, and I'd like the President to reflect that and have it a real campaigning union.
Now, without naming names, because it contravenes ULU regulations, obviously, how do you think that the incumbent has done this year?
Well, I've been part of helping ULU this year organise London Student Assembly, a democratic body that any student can come to and talk about how we should take campaigns forward, helping organise the marches as well. So I stand four square behind what the ULU President has done this year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the current ULU Vice President.
Oh, the Vice President,
that's
sorry.
That's obviously the role that you'll be
Vice President,
going into. How has she done?
Slightly unfair question. I'm running against the current Vice President. I think I'll do a better job. All I can say is I think I'll be able to focus my energies better on campaigning, and my heart's in the fight for campaigning and for liberation and for increasing the visibility of sports and society. So
has she done a good job this year, would you say?
I'm not going to get into criticising other people. I'm standing because I believe I'd be the best ULU Vice President over any of the other candidates, and
a better job. You do a better job.
Of course I would. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I understand the job more, the constitution more, how to campaign better, how to communicate better. So yes.
And you're running in the Birkbeck ULU and NUS elections.
I run in the Birkbeck elections. I'm re-elected as the chair of Birkbeck.
Okay, you're running, but also you're running in this as well as the NUS elections. And you certainly couldn't manage to do all of them together. So don't you think it's a bit disingenuous to the voter to be running in all three races?
Well, the ULU election, I mean, I've been involved in ULU for years. I've been on ULU Senate for 2 years, very committed to the organisation. I've got probably the most experience in ULU of any of the vice presidential candidates in terms of longevity of relationship and Senate membership, etc. And I'm an honorary life member as well, so I think my commitment to ULU is rather clear. NUS, I'm standing with the other left people, campaigners, to try and put our politics into those positions. Unfortunately, NUS conference is a small body with a lot of sabbatical officer representation. It's not a conference that represents the movement. So I'm not expecting to be returned as as VP Welfare, and I think I'm running there on politics and how I think we need a new direction for welfare in the National Union of Students. So
you're running on a point of principle.
Yeah, we're running as a left slate to make the point. Yeah.
Okay, but that sort of suggests that you don't think you'll win.
Well, I always say we're in it to win it, but I think it would take a lot for a small and sabbatical-dominated conference to elect any full-time positions to left-wing candidates.
Okay. Finally, your manifesto is heavily focused on education and external campaigns, which are traditionally the remit of the President, to the point where your manifesto actually looks quite presidential. What was it about the role of VP that made you want to run for that rather than President?
Well, if you look at... well, I'm not running for President because there's a very good President, if I can say that. If you look at my manifesto, and if the viewers read my manifesto, which is on the ULU website and on my Facebook group as well, you will see that I talk about internal campaigns, clubs and societies, representing small and specialist colleges and various other things. As I said, the main focus this year has got to be on those education campaigns. Internal campaigns in ULU are part of the Vice President's remit, and one of those internal campaigns will be helping to coordinate our education campaigns and helping to communicate on that issue. And I think if we have a President and Vice President who are united on these issues and can actually work in tandem to have a very strong campaign, we'll be stronger next year than we were this year.
Okay, I'm afraid time is up, but Rillo Raczka, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.